All right, y'all, I'm back from Oregon, getting back into the swing of things here, and summer is popping off, so I just want to do a quick video and just kind of just look at all the explosions of summer growth, because it's been a very rainy year this year. All my complaining about last year's dryness is coming back to bite me in the but no, it's not. It's actually really a good thing. It's crazy to see how much growth can happen in these rainy summers here in Southwest Florida. But anyways, so this is the new area. Doing weedy areas like this really makes you appreciate the weed suppression aspect of the banana biomass. But wow, you can even, there's so much rain this year that the banana biomass is really starting to already be consumed pretty nicely. So yeah, definitely a lot of awesome growth here at the baby mountain soursops that I planted. They're getting nice and shaded out by the jack beans. Jack beans are doing very well. So yeah, more weedy areas like this I always opt for, not thinking about too much and just putting species that I know that will choke out the weeds. So jack bean is definitely my favorite for that. It's the best bang for your buck labor wise, you know. Sometimes in these super thick muscadine grape, it's like a gridlock sometimes right here. You have to like mess with the vines, the old vines themselves, just to get to the dirt. So sometimes like planting with cuttings or like trying to dig a trench or something, it could be a little bit too labor intensive, whereas making a tiny little slit for a nice big healthy bean to just seed itself there and then grow from there is much easier. So you're able to get way more sort of bang for your buck. So definitely loving the jack beans. Definitely. You can see look, all these Caesar weeds are coming up here. You know, there's patches of Caesar weeds coming up like right here. You know, that's gonna be an issue if not attended to, you know. Whereas like, look at all this. Not a single Caesar weed and all this brown. And that's kind of why I like the banana biomass a little bit better than pure loose mulch, because a lot of things are easily seeded in that loose mulch, like bidens, all the tiny seeds and stuff. Whereas the banana biomass is not actually like, things don't really seed all too well in there because it's so clunky and like thick and like chunky. Okay, anyways. Let's see what we got here. So, just a lot of things. I'm just trying to keep up on this, on the support species. They're not needed anymore at this point. Mexican sunflowers and Napiers, I'm just not even giving them the light of day to grow. I just don't want them. So whenever I see them growing, I'll just chop them back, and we are well over the phase with the Mexican sunflowers and Napier grasses, as you can see. So yeah, just the earlier I terminate them, the better. Let's see, what I did today was just a little light work. I'm just getting back, and I'm still tired as hell and getting back into the swing of things. So I just did light pruning work. There were some branches coming off of this. There were some branches coming off of this annado, the achote, that were kind of shading out this super beautiful Indian almond, and also this loquat coming up. So I did a little reduction there, and yeah, the achote, super great. I can't stress enough how important that plant is. And yeah, nice Oro Poinciana. The turmerics are just like putting on a show this year for sure. They do love that moisture. So looking like a good turmeric year. I should like, any side branching. That's an easy one. If you're like tired and don't want to do much, just see side branching, you just get rid of them. It's not much, but it's something if you want to be outside and enjoying the food forest, but still want to do a little bit of work. Let's see. This is the corn plant, or the I forget the Latin name, but this is definitely going to be a long-term support species. Super beautiful plant. And then same with the galangal. I guess what I want to do is highlight some of the plants that I've been really loving to work with, and once I get back into the groove of things, can finally put certain things on the website. Galangal is definitely one of them. It's kind of like a more shade tolerant version of Mexican sunflower and Napier grass, in the sense that, you know, it does turn into a clump, kind of. It does get a little out of hand, but it takes a long time for it to get out of hand. And it's not so much of a headache compared to Napier grass or Mexican sunflower. So this is a super important plant, and obviously the roots you can use to cook and make teas and stuff, and the leaves too, I'm pretty sure. So just an amazing overall plant. And yeah, treat it like you would anything else. Like if you do constant upkeep of it and just treat it like a sugar cane or like a banana, and just like take off the old dead ones at regular intervals, then it can be very, very, very like beautiful, but also produce tons of biomass if you have like a couple of these planted pretty densely, you know. So I kind of like to plant them on the edge of beds. This is a little too close for comfort, but I can get away with it. And the cool thing is they are just rhizomatic, you know. So if you do need to, like, if they got too close to a bed or something, you can just come in here and with like something heavy duty and rip out some of the rhizomes, and it won't be growing in that direction anymore. So yeah, I think galangal is going to be something that I work with more, just because of how okay, one last thing, super important, just because of how resilient they are and how much they last in the system in terms of like into the dry season. Some of these ginger family plants kind of like go dormant in the winter, or quick to go dormant, like shampoo ginger and things like that. But galangal really stays nice and green and lush deeper into the dry season. You know, it'll just take a bad drought for it to finally be like, okay, I'm giving up. Whereas the shampoo gingers are just like programmed. Be like, all right, it's whatever, you know, it's whatever month. Okay, I guess I'm sleeping. At least here in Southwest Florida. So they're putting on color, which is really nice. And the consistency is a little thicker. They're really good for everything. It's really nice this time of year when it's just so damn hot. And you're sweating 24/7, and you have like this nice little refresh. Okay. But yeah, it's been a good year for them as well. Going crazy. Let's see. Support species are nicely pruned. Got to do some more pruning of the sable palms. I like to keep them pruned up a little bit. Here's another. Dracana is the Latin name. Let's see. Yeah, things are just like everything's green. It's just really going crazy this year. The arrowroot that is growing out of control. But more than anything, the turmeric crop is doing very well. And I'm really excited about that, because I love turmeric. I love growing turmeric. And yeah, it's looking so nice. The pineapples finally took a leap here and put on some good size in the understory. Katooks are going crazy. The cacti are holding strong in the crazy shade. Got some grasses clumping up in there, but it's cool because the turmeric dies back in the winter, so then I'll have easier access. It's kind of hard to like get up in there and try to cut it without cutting the turmeric, so I'm not too worried about some of those grasses that are in there. I'll get them in the winter. But yeah, that's kind of it. There's the Interlobium really starting to put you know, like get some size on it. It's getting thick, nicely pruned. So I really want this to be a nice sort of super climbable tree here in the center. That big management I did last video is things are starting to grow from there. A lot of these lower suckers need to come off. There we go. Native mahoganies are starting to push. Yeah, that's kind of it. The front hedge is looking really nice too, so I'm gonna have to do a video on that as well. Overall, I'm pretty happy with where we're at for this time of year. Yeah, I'm just gonna end off on that. Didn't want to do anything too crazy, just a little walkthrough. Now that I'm back, I really like the way the pineapples are sizing up really nicely. Mulberries are starting to push back and they're already like fruiting. So mulberries really like getting stimulated, getting pruned, getting, you know, they're just always in action mode. This one could get pruned back, see that? This is thick in here. Turmeric going crazy. Nopales. Really love it all. That carrotwood is blushing really nice. I mean, putting on vegetative growth really nicely. The corymbias are getting nice and high up there. The slash pines are continuously doing their things. Yeah, this year things jumped for sure. Taking advantage of all this rain this year. And I've said this before, but that's part of the, you know, the key parts of all this is that you bank on having a nice rainy summer, because then that water just kind of stays for like a lot of the dry season, and then you only have to suffer through like maybe a month or two, or a lot less time than if all this moisture would just run off the property. So I'm very, very happy that we've been having a super rainy summer so far, even if it means more mosquitoes. Beautiful avocado, and I'll just leave off with that. Bit of a lazy day today. Yeah.